Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is a bit of a rant video, something that I just want to get off my chest, and I just don't feel like many people are really talking about it. But it's something I've been wrestling with for a few years now, and it's still heavy on my heart at the moment. So if it's affecting me, then I'm assuming it's affecting other people as well. But yeah, based on the title, as you can see, and this question is really, I'm throwing it back to you guys. I really hope that someone will people comment on this video, because I want to get other people's perspectives and not just my own kind of mental thoughts that I'm always back and forth on. But yeah, the question is, should Christians be starting families during this time? And the reason why I bring that up is, in my opinion, to put it bluntly, you only have to have half a brain to see that the world is changing dramatically and at a fast pace. And I don't think we're very far away until digital IDs, this digital surveillance system coming into play. And another thing that people are not talking about is why all these data centers are being built at the moment. And the normal answer would be, oh, it's for the store the data for the AI and blah blah blah. Yeah, but what do you think the AI is being used for, guys? It's being used to store the data to track us. And look, from a single Christian man's perspective, pretty much it's weird, because before as a Christian, I didn't really have any desire to have a family and get married. But as soon as I got baptized, I like all of a sudden really wanted to get married and raise and have a wife and raise children and things like that. But I just see the time is getting so short, and I don't know, it just the things that are happening, it's going to be very difficult to raise a kid without getting corrupted in this world and being born into this tracking digital world that we're going into. So it's something I'm really, I'm asking for God and guidance. Thankfully, I haven't had any opportunities, I guess, at the moment where there has been an eligible female who would be wanting to have kids. But I mean, that's a whole nother debate on itself. Is like the trying to find a wife who's even on the same page with things, who's wanting to raise a family, because I don't want to have kids with a wife who's just not on the same page with things, right? Like, and if I've got kids and we need to flee the cities, I'm fleeing the cities. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not pissing around. And it's the whole lots of wife situation, right? I don't want my wife dragging me and the family down and not letting go of the worldly attachments, But I'm also thinking of myself, where what am I attached to, right? So what do you do in this situation if you do want kids, but you see time is running short? There's lots of people that I do respect who are Christians who are saying, no, it's not the time to have kids anymore, that it's too late. And there's lots of people that who are in relationships and decide not to have kids. But then on the flip side, I know some other Christian families who are literally just popping them out. Like, I have a friend he's got his fourth kid coming. I've got another friend who's got their second kid coming. So I don't know, like, is it just me who's thinking these things? Or are you either all in or all out with it? I really don't know. But there is definitely that Bible verse where Jesus talks about, I'm pretty sure it's in Matthew 24. I will put it over this clip for you guys, but just saying that, I'm paraphrasing here, but woe to those who have young suck when things hit the fan. Yeah, I can't remember the end of it, but it's along those lines, right? And I do believe that a lot of young children will be put to rest when times get difficult. And I think that's out of the mercy of God, like He knows that the young kids are not going to be able to suffer the persecution and the huge amount of things that are going to happen with resources being cut off and things like that. But it's hard to not be. Yes, I consider myself very blessed to see things that are coming through down the pipeline, because I know a lot of Christians do not see this, but it does discourage me. I'm not going to lie. It discourages me. Like, what's the point of working and saving money and trying to build your future when there is no future? There is no future of like raising a family and having a wife and raising your own food in the country, and like, what's the point? Like, it's very hard to find motivation sometimes when you're just a single guy. Like, what's the purpose of even doing these things? Because I think like naturally we want to have a family and be a provider and all those kind of things. But at the flip side, I do think it is a blessing in a way where you do have more time. And that's where just going more hard on your ministry, whatever that looks like. Like the YouTube thing is just a starting point. I definitely want to start doing things in the real world. I won't talk too much about it now, but yeah, just wanting to do more. So gotta use the time wisely. But at the same time, when we're seeing, inflation is going crazy, taxes are going up. Like in Australia, right, guys, they're putting in a 47% capital gains tax on businesses. So if you sell your business, you're pretty much giving half of it to the government. So you can see that they're really trying to discourage people to work hard. And this is where the whole universal basic incomes go to come into play. And this is what the AI agenda is all about, is getting us on the universal basic income. It's pretty wild. I don't know how long or how much time we have. We don't know the day or an hour when Jesus is going to return, but we can see that the birth pains are increasing. These immigration problems are getting worse in the UK and America. It's now happening in New Zealand as well. I can see the glimpse of it starting here. So yeah, I mean, these are just thoughts that they run through my mind constantly, and I swing both ways. Like some days I'm like, no, I really want to meet a woman who wants to have kids and raise a family, and I want to be out in the country and live that pure life for God. But then I'm on the flip side, I'm like, nah, screw the family, just sell everything, be a full-time evangelist, and just who cares about a family, So it's like, part of me is like, yeah, let it burn, who cares, bring on the chaos. But then another part of me is like, no, please hold off, God, because give me time to meet a wife and have a family and things like that. But I don't think there's much time. Like, in reality, I don't think there's much time, guys. So yeah, it's a struggle. Part of me is like, man, I wish I was born like in the 70s or 80s. Had a bit more time for freedom and able to enjoy life a bit more. But is that just me being selfish? I don't know. But God ultimately has us alive during this time for a reason, and I don't know why exactly, but still figuring it out day by day. I mean, this channel was literally just a journal of me just sharing my thoughts on my journey, really. I'm not trying to claim to be a pastor or a teacher or anyone like that. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure this stuff out as I go. Yeah, just share the information that God has given me ultimately, because I wouldn't, when I was back in the world, in my early 20s, I was absolutely oblivious to anything and everything. I thought the world was all sunshine and rainbows, and everyone was my friend, and the world, the system actually was there for us to help us. But it was a bit of a rude awakening when I woke up in 2018-ish. It's a journey, but it's kind of like where it started. I hope you guys do comment, and I'm hoping this does reach people who are thinking similar things. And just want to say, hey guys, girls who are watching as well, you're not alone. I'm also battling with these thoughts. I know God's given us this desire to have a family and to have a wife or husband. God willing, it happens, whatever choice we decide, but at the same time, we have to be happy with if it doesn't happen as well, which is definitely hard to accept. And I wouldn't say I'm fully there yet. Sometimes I might get angry at God or disappointed and whatever else. So that's just something I'm dealing with. But I just don't know many Christian people who really talk about this. I do pull aside some people sometimes, like people my age who are in relationships, and or even single people. Like, hey, like, are you want to have kids? Like, what are you doing? And it's a bit of a mixed bag. I'd say most of them give that answer where they say, hey, I do, but only, it has to be God's will. If it's God's will, it'll happen. If not, so be it. And I think that's kind of the attitude you have to have, but it's not easy. I'm not going to lie. Like, for me to have that attitude, I mean, life will definitely, if God blesses you with a partner, I think that will definitely make life easier. But I think even still, just having a partner without a family will definitely be tough. So either way, it's all going to be tough. Even if you do have a family, have kids, you're raising them in this fallen world that's getting progressively worse and worse. So every option it's got to be tough. So interesting times. But I pray for you guys, or everyone who's watching these videos are praying for you guys. And really appreciate if you guys are praying for me as well. And I'll see you guys in the next video. God bless. Peace.